Hello, welcome to Let's Talk Business with Keisha and Tamika. In this episode, we're going to discuss entrepreneurship for teens. It's very imperative that we, harvest this energy that our children have and focus it in a more positive direction. I'll give you a little bit, before we get started, a little bit information about who we are at Let's Talk Business. Our mission is to educate, to inform, and to support small business owners and people who are looking to become small business owners. Our vision is to see an increase of the number in minority-owned business in our community year over year. So that's what we strive for, is to educate people and help people start businesses, and that we can spend our money in our own communities. Some of our core values are collaboration and partnership. We want to work with other small business owners, other community organizations to bring educational programs and information, mentorship opportunities to our youth and our adults who want to be small business owners as well. Learning is another one of our core values, because everything we do here is a constant learning every day. No one person knows everything. And you find anybody that think they know everything knows nothing at all. And ownership, because this is what we're doing this for. We want to own more of our community. We want to own our businesses. We want to own our land and our homes. We don't want to pay all of our money and our hard work and stuff goes to making everybody else wealthy and creating generational wealth for other people outside of ourselves. Also, integrity, just conducting your business and being accountable and being honest in everything that you do in life. We don't want to promote scamming other people. We don't want to get off into anything of that nature. We want to promote positive business and bring in dollars into our business, but you have to have great business practices. So we really enforce integrity. Also, passion. We are here, we're talking about business, we're talking about our community because it's something that we both are passionate about. We love ourselves, we love our community, we want to see us doing better because we know we're capable of doing better. And also quality. The quality of our trainings, the quality of our mentorship programs, the quality of business products that we put out there and that we encourage and that we share and promote. We want to be actually top-notch quality out there that can compete with the big box companies and the bigger corporations. I am one part co-owner, co-host of the show. I'll give you a little bit of my background, and then I'll let Tamika talk about her background. So I am co-founder of Let's Talk Business, co-host. My educational achievements are, I went to DeVry. I got a bachelor in business administration with a minor in human resources. I've been 15 plus years in management, and mostly in a call center environment, but other management positions as well. And over 10 years as my own small business owner. I have owned my own call centers. I've owned my own, I currently own my own beauty supply store called One Nina Beauty. I also have a clothing line, online boutique called One Nina Rose, and my own vegan cosmetic skincare line called Imperial Divine Cosmetics. So we have over 20 years of experience between the both of us, and we are here to share that with the rest of our community and to try to help people get on the same page as we are on. So with that being said, I'm going to turn the camera so you can see Tamika. She can give you her introduction.
Hey guys, my name is Tamika. I have at least about 15 years in doing customer service as a pharmacy technician. I'm currently working full-time as a admissions coordinator for a company. My goals are to help teens achieve financial literacy, to also understanding their credit, and to just help them be able to live and not have to depend on their parents. Once they leave that home, they're able to do it on their own. Pay those bills by themselves, understanding how important it is for bills to pay bills on time, understanding credit. How that's my goals for us, helping the young youth moving forward.
Great. Thank you so much, Tamika, for sharing that. Okay, so I just want to go over some of the things we're going to cover today. Just basically touch on these things. We're not going to get that deep down into any of these topics because it will be a course that we're going to be offering to teens and their parents in the next upcoming month. So if you haven't already, please follow us on all the social media. Let's Talk Business Podcast. Like our Facebook page, like and follow. That's where we will post majority of our trainings and our events and things of that nature. I had somebody requesting to come on. I just want to see if they have a question. This is my first time doing a live here.
There we go.
So, there we go. Alrighty. One of us gonna have to mute.
Mine is muted
because I'm getting some feedback from somewhere.
I'll turn mine down, but my phone is muted and my ringer is off.
Okay. I hope that works. All right. So, again, we're going to talk about these topics.
That's your phone.
My phone too close to the microphone.
That's probably
Let me see. Sorry. Bear with us, guys and gals. All right. So, okay. Third time.
I don't hear it.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was my phone too close to the mic. All right, so like I said, we're going to touch on these topics, but I'm not going to go too far into detail because this will be a course we're going to offer next month. So you can go to our Facebook page, Let's Talk Business Podcast, and you will see all of our events and our courses and to see how you can register and be a part of that. We do not charge a lot for our courses, but we do charge $25 per person. This covers our administrative fees and any other course materials that we have to send out to everybody for the course. So we're not trying to get rich. We're just trying to cover our basic expenses for providing you this information.
Exactly.
Right. So one of the topics we're going to go over is identify your business idea, figure out your startup expenses, setting SMART goals, pricing your product or service, writing your business plan, writing your marketing plan, registering your business with your state and local government, and also branding your business, getting online, launching your business, staying organized, and staying motivated and keep going. That's the biggest thing we can do. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. Just a moment. All right. So our last episode, we talked about teaching your children financial literacy. I don't hear that.
Yeah. It's the mic. Turn the mic down.
I don't think it's this mic because I hear it double talking on yours and yours. So you might have to leave her live to stop it from doing that.
Okay. Let me leave it. No, let's see.
Okay. So identifying your business idea or your child's business idea. So one of the things we talked about in our last our last podcast was how to teach your kids financial literacy. And we touched on looking at what your kids do, what they're good at, what their hobbies are, and see if you can monetize that. Like if you have a daughter that does great hair and makeup, and she's always on live, she's doing her hair and makeup, how can you turn that into a business? Or if your son is great at drawing and he can do all these different illustrations, how can you take that and turn that into a t-shirt line? So we want to start by identifying what our children are good at and seeing how can we monetize this? How can we set them up with their hobby and their passion, and can they really set them up with a business that they can carry on for the rest of their lives?
Right.
So that's the first step, figuring out what type of business you want to have. Doesn't really matter if people are already doing it because we don't have just one restaurant. We don't have one burger joint. We got McDonald's, we got Burger King, we got Wendy's, we got everything else. So Don't think just because somebody else is doing it that you shouldn't start it, even if they're popular, even if they got everything going. What they don't have is your ideas, your goals, and your determination, so you can really still start the same type of business and set yourself apart from everybody else. But we'll talk about that more in the branding portion. All right, so the second step is you have this idea, but can you actually make it into a business? So now you have to figure out your business expenses. Can you afford to make this into a business?
Right.
So if your daughter does hair, and say she does hair, she does lashes, things of that nature, what do you need for her to start? You know, do you need to have hair products on hand, or will you require the customer to bring their own? Do you have a vendor for your lashes, or do you need to find one? So those are all the things that you need to think about. You need to think about your product, your packaging, your promotion, and your legal expenses as far as getting trademarking your name, registering your business as a LLC. That cost, depend on the state you're in, could be anywhere from $25 to $200, depend on where you live. You have to look on your state website. Every state have their own website and the way they want people to incorporate, and business licenses that you may need. So that's the first step, is getting on your state website and seeing what they require for you for this type of business, and figuring out all of your expenses. I'm located in Wisconsin, so I know mostly about Wisconsin business and tax laws and things of that nature. But most states do have a business portal, a small business portal, to see what licensing requirements you have, you need for that state, or any other grant or loan programs that they offer. So that is the first place I tell you to look and see what's offered in your area. Once you compile a list of expenses that you have, you want to see if you can afford it. Is it something that you can pay for, from working, or do you need a grant, or do you need a loan? So that will help you decide, is this the right time to go into business, or do we need to set SMART goals to say we need to raise this much money by this time so we can get X, Y, and Z done? Everything can be done. It just may not be able to be done at the same time. So you want to, again, set those SMART goals to decide, what you can do first, and, prioritize your expenses. So it may be more important that you register your business first and trademark your business name before you start buying products. So that's, you have to prioritize and think about things of that nature. So we'll talk a little bit more about that, setting SMART goals, when we get to that slide. Right. So when I say SMART goals, I don't just say, I want to have a business by the time I'm 20. Okay, how are you going to get to that? So in order to have SMART goals, they have to be actually goals that you can attain, and you have to actually put in detail what you're going to do. So let's go over and break down what is a SMART goal here. First of all, they have to be specific. You have to say exactly what you want to do. So it's like, if I want to start this hair business, I need to have my incorporation done by this date so I can get my trademark by that date. So you actually have to give in detail, what you're going to do. They also have to be measurable, like I said. So the S stands for specific, the M is for measurable. So how long is going to take you to do this? Do you need a week or two to pay this off, and then another week or two so you get paid to pay this off? So make sure there's a time frame, there's a realistic time frame on when you're going to get these goals done. And the A in SMART stands for achievable. Is it something you can actually do? Or is it something you're going to need help doing? So don't list goals like, I want to go to the moon. Like, how are you going to get to the moon?
Right.
So it actually have to be achievable. If you want to say, I need to get supplies for my store, so I need to go to, let's say, you're going to do like a food truck. So you may go to Sam's Club. So make sure things are achievable, something you can actually do. Not we're not dreaming here. We're taking our dream, we're making goals, and we've turned it into a reality. So you have to make sure it's something you can actually do. They also have to be relevant. Your goals should be relevant to what you're trying to do with your business. To have a goal to say, I need to have this pair of Jordans by this day, that has nothing to do with your business. Having that pair of shoes or not having a pair of shoes is not going to, really impact what you're trying to do with your business.
Right.
So far, we have to be specific goals in what we're trying to accomplish. Mm-hmm. We have to be able to measure that. In what time frame are we trying to get this done? It have to be something that we can really achieve in real life. It have to be relevant to what we're doing. The whole concept of our business, and the T stands for time bound. This is not your 3-year plan. This is not your 5-year plan. This is like, what can you do in the next week, in the next 2 weeks, in the next 30 days?
Right.
So that is what encompasses a SMART goal. So you want to set about 2 or 3 at a time. You don't want to have a whole bucket list of stuff. You want to set 2 or 3 things, what you need to do. And when those 2 or 3 things are achieved, set another 2 or 3 until you achieve your overall goal. Make sense? Mm-hmm. Cool. So more information on these, and actually the whole PowerPoint of what we're discussing today will be available on our Facebook page, so you can go back and reference to it. Don't expect you to remember everything, but when you come to our podcast, you should just come with pen and paper, because you're going to learn something. That's our goal, is to teach you something every podcast. So how do you feel about sitting down with your niece? You say your niece does hair, does makeup.
Well, she do makeup, and then now she been trying to figure out pretty much a recipe for organic body scrubs. So for Christmas, what I'm going to do for her and her brother is buy them ingredients for that to get started, for her to start.
I'm going to tell you exactly where to get it from. This is my secret. Share with everybody. You heard of Pinterest before, right? Mm-hmm. Right. Go on Pinterest. Look up DIY skincare. Mm-hmm. Every freaking recipe you can think of. Mm-hmm. So they tell you, and most of the posts actually link back to where you can get it from, but almost everything is on Amazon.
Right.
So
right.
You're fine. So if you go on Pinterest, like right now, in a different video for my other business, I'm actually going to do this peppermint spa. Mm-hmm. So it's like 3 things. It's like the body butter, is the body scrub, and it's like a foot soak. And they give you all the recipes for each one. So pretty much, if she's going to do like a body butter, she needs like a coconut butter or a shea butter base, and essential oil, like coconut oil or something to thin out the coconut butter. Yeah. And she would need like whatever fragrance she's going to put in the essential oil. So like for me, I would get a peppermint essential oil, because it's going to be a peppermint,
right,
spa thing. But all of my makeup recipes I got from Pinterest, and they're free. Oh yeah. And they come with pictures, and they come with the whole recipe and steps and everything. So that's where I would start.
Oh yeah. Pinterest, I look on there for everything.
I love Pinterest, like
everything.
I recently set it up where I can make posts from my products and my business. Actually, move over to Pinterest. So I was already doing it for like Facebook and Instagram, and so now I found out like I can make pins on Pinterest and people can share my stuff. I was like, oh Lord,
we can do that for this too.
Yep. So those are just some tips and tricks you can do to make SMART goals. Once you have your idea, you have an estimate of expenses, and you have your goals in place, and everything come to play, and you're ready to really put your business into focus, you need to register your business. So there is 5 places I say that you need to register first, the most important one. The very first thing you need to do is get an employer identification number or an EIN number. You can get that from the IRS.gov website. You want to incorporate your business. And I just use the word incorporate because it's just the method of what you're going to be doing. But you need to really go on the Small Business Administration website or any other government business website. You want to look at the different type of business entities, because being a corporation or a LLC or a LLP
or a nonprofit,
or a sole purport. I can't even say that, proprietor. You want to see which business entity work for you. I know everybody say, I need to start an LLC. Well, a LLC is a limited liability corporation. So, I mean, they're only going to hold your business accountable for a part of a lawsuit, and they're going to hold your personal assets accountable for that too. So that's where the limited liability at. So you don't want to set up a business where it's going to ever attack your personal income.
Exactly.
So I encourage people to look at and read and really learn the different business entities. And I push people towards corporations. And the reason why I say that, and this is all just advice, I'm not saying this is how you have to do it, but the reason why I say it is because your corporation is totally separate from your personal life. So if this business doesn't work and I lose $20,000, but I have $50,000 over here in my savings, I still have my $50,000.
Right.
Okay?
Exactly.
You don't lose everything if you have a corporation. You could lose your personal assets if you have a limited liability partnership or company. So that's why I said learn the different entities before you decide. You can go back and you can, file paperwork and say, hey, I might have made a bad mistake. I think I actually need my business to be like this. But that's extra money and that's extra time. And the states don't rush for anybody. If you ever waited for anything from the state, they take their time about it. So just do your research first. There's corporations like ourselves, organizations like ourselves that was here to help you with your business. There's also different organizations like SCORE, which is a bunch of retired corporation owners and business owners that just volunteer their time.
And that's free.
Yeah, and that's free.
That is free.
The Small Business Administration have a lot of free webinars and information on that. If you never dealt with taxes or small business taxes, the IRS got plenty of publications. You can't be in business if you're not willing to start learning. You have to learn something every single day.
Exactly.
So if you don't want to read, you don't want to do the research, you don't want to invest the time in it, you might not want to be a business owner.
Right.
You need to do this. It's imperative that you be on top of all of this information. The industries and laws and stuff are always changing. Mm-hmm. So you have to be a part of that. You have to know what's going to change and how that's going to affect your business, which is going to affect your household. So if you're not into learning, you might not want to be into business.
Right.
It's more than just doing hair. It's more than just fixing cars. It's more to it. It's a lot of things behind the scenes that you need to be a part of. So once you have your EIN number and you're incorporated with your state, you have to also, so there's two parts to the state. One part of the state is getting incorporated, and the other part is your state Department of Revenue, which means how are you going to pay your local taxes. So you have to go to your state Department of Revenue and register for a resale certificate. So if you're going to be physically selling anything, whether it's hair, lashes, T-shirts, whatever, if you're going to be selling anything as a store or as a boutique or anything of that nature, you have to pay taxes on it. You have to collect sales taxes on it. So you have to get that information from your state Department of Revenue. Where in Wisconsin is the Wisconsin Department of Revenue. If you're in Wisconsin, you register your business with the Department of Public Institution. I know it sounds crazy, but that's just where they do everything at. But you can find all this information from wisconsin.gov website. If you go under business, they have a small business portal that takes you everywhere you need to go. So there's really no reason for you to be like really afraid of it. You just got to do the research. You got to read. You're not going to get around it. You also want to get a DUNS number, a DUNNS, DUNS number. This is like your business credit card. Your business social security number. So your DUNS number will help your business, help other corporations say, should I give this business a 60-day net credit? Should I give this business a credit card or a line of credit? So that's one of the things you want to register for. It's free. They have a paid option, but you don't need the paid option. Okay, you don't need the paid option. You can if you want to, but early on when you first start, it's really not going to be beneficial to you. You're not going to have a lot of credit out there. You're not going to have a lot of people drawing off your name right away. So it's not something you have to jump into. If you can do the things for free or cheap, you want to keep your overhead expenses as low as possible when you first start a business, because you don't know what your sales is going to be like. We all start, like I started my business, I had this makeup line, and you just want to feel like, well, as soon as I put this on Facebook, everybody's going to buy it. That's not realistic. You have to really push. I have more people purchasing from me that I don't know than the people that I do know. So that's just life.
That's right. And that's always what people always say. Like, don't get discouraged because your family and friends are not supporting. Mm-hmm. It may not necessarily be nothing personal, but there's other people that's watching that's going to support, because you may get somebody that support you and what you're doing. You may never, ever, ever meet this person.
Right.
But they'll support you by just sharing your videos, sharing your posts, or even purchasing something for $5. Exactly. Whatever it may be. It's
like, I knew going into hair and makeup that a lot of my cousins that I hang with don't deal with a lot of hair and makeup. My cousins back home in Racine, they're like, lip gloss, let's go. So my cousins in Milwaukee, they full facing it, So I can go to them and say, hey girl, I got these new lashes, or I got this new makeup or whatever, and they're all on it. Versus me going back home to Racine and they barely wear eyeliner. So, you just can't expect your family to always rush in and, support everything you do. So it may not be for ill reasons. Exactly. Like, they don't wear makeup. So I can now make them wear makeup and say, hey, you need to know how to, your foundation shades and all that now because I sell makeup. It's not realistic. They don't wear it. And the last piece that you need to do once you got all of that information, once you got your EIN number and your incorporation paperwork, your resale certificate, your DUNS number, you want to take that to your banking institution and open up a business bank account separate from your personal bank account. I cannot stress that. Your business expenses have to be separate from your personal expenses. This is why you have a corporation instead of a limited liability, because you don't want those to intermingle. You don't want your business bills to come out of your personal account and now your rent can't get paid or this can't get paid. Like, you have to keep everything separate. I can't stress that enough. And most companies will ask you to pay for things with a business account. They don't want to if they feel like you're doing business off of your personal account, even if you're funding it from your job, put the money in a business account. Because a lot of wholesalers and distributors, whatever, they won't deal with people who don't have a separate business account. They don't want to they don't take you serious if you're still moving off of your personal account. So, because there's a lot of people that try to buy in bulk or wholesale, and they're not a business. So if you're paying with a personal account, they're going to think you're not a business. That's all. So, and legally, they have to require that you have certain certificates before they can even sell to you to keep keep them out of trouble. So it's not personal. It's not like they're just trying to hold you back or anything. That it just is really just business, and you just have to learn business etiquette. That's about it. So once you have all of that done and you have your paperwork filed and you know what your goals are, you know what your expenses are, now you need to write your business plan. You need a business plan whether or not you're going for a business loan or a grant or whatever. This is just going to tell you, this is how we plan to run this business for the next 3 years. Right. This is how I'm going to market it. This is how I'm going to, how many people I'm going to employ. This is how many my products are going to cost. You're going to do projections and different things of that nature for the next 3 years. So don't be afraid. Don't feel like, oh my God, I can't write a business plan. Everybody can write a business plan.
And then with a business plan, also it allows for you to be able to apply for grants.
Yep.
Apply for loans.
Yep. Some small business accelerators won't take you unless you have a business plan, or they may put you through a course to help you write a business plan. Yep. You're not going to get around it. You can start business and you can just start selling things, but the minute you want to be professional, go to another level, and you require that grant or that loan or that accelerator help or whatever, you're not going to be able to get it without a business plan. No. So we will have workshops on that. We will go through each section. We will show you, exactly how to write these things, work on your grammar and things of that nature. If you haven't written papers before or your grammar is not that good, you might want to invest in Grammarly. They also have a free option. They would check your paper, they'll check your stuff, and for the right wordings, or spelling, it's more than just a spell check. It's going to go through
and then they'll give you the right words to choose.
Right. So I've been to college a million times. I'm going to go through that. I done wrote a million papers. I always go back to Grammarly because sometimes I write the way I talk, and sometimes I talk real ghetto, depending on where I'm at. So This is just a double, triple check myself, just to make sure that I'm not sliding back into my casual talk when I'm at home, when I need to be more on a professional level. So might be something you want to, invest in when you're doing any business writing.
Exactly.
We're going to go into like your marketing plan. How do you plan? Now you have your business, you have your product, you have your business plan written. Who are you going to market it to? And the reason why I separate the marketing plan from the business plan, because you're going to do way more research on the marketing side than you're going to do on the business plan side. You need to know your demographics, where do they live, how much money they make, what is the age limits, who are you selling to?
And how can you advertise?
Yeah, how are you reaching it? What mediums are you using to advertise? Are you doing newspaper? Can you afford TV ads? Can you afford radio ads? Are you going to stick to social media? So the marketing plan really break down who you're talking to and how you're talking to them. So that's why that's broken up into two separate sections, because the business plan alone is already a big chunk. And then the marketing plan, there's way more research than you have to do on the business plan. So we break that up for you. Have any questions or anything of that nature, we're going to go through every single step with you, give you a workbook so you can write down your information. And by the time you're done, you'll be able to take that information from that workbook and type it up into a marketing plan. Right, so all the planning and BS aside, and all the research aside, and all the reading aside, we know how much we keep telling you guys to read, and y'all looking at us like we didn't come here to do all this reading.
Hey,
it's gonna happen. You're just not gonna get around it if you don't read. If you don't understand what you're reading, and different contracts that come with business, you're gonna have to just get with it. It's just no ifs, ands, and buts about it, unless you can pay somebody to read stuff off to you. I don't have it like that. You got somebody that read to you?
I'd rather read it myself, because if you read it yourself, then you're going to understand it better.
Exactly. You got somebody that could just read stuff off to you?
Yeah, that's a whole other story.
Oh, Lord. So you want to make sure you can read and comprehend and understand everything that you're doing in business, because you are the boss. So there's nobody you can go to that says, yeah, you did this right, or no, or I'm going to do it for you. You need to know what it is, and you need to be able to train your future employees on what it is. So. Right. Not going to get around reading. So when you got everything together and you got your concept, and you say, okay, these are my expenses, I can afford it, we can do this. Now it's time to brand your business. And by branding your business, it's more than just having a logo, even though that's one of the parts. But you really need to make sure that your business logo, your color scheme, and your mission and everything does not copy anybody else's, because you don't want to be sued. So you want to make a statement that says, this is who I am, this is my product or my service, and your brand and everything should come together, and it should look as professional as possible. So I'm coming into a market where there's already major corporations in beauty. So I have to look at my labeling, my packaging. Do my bottles look like anybody else's bottles? Do my lipstick shades look like anybody else's? So you have to really go through and make sure your business or your product stands apart from everybody else, but still look good, still look high quality, and still look professional. So again, it's more than just your logo, but it should be consistent. Whatever you decide for your logo or your color scheme should be consistent across your website, your social media platform, any mailers that you send out, any paper marketing material. Everything has to be consistent. I shouldn't go to your Instagram and see a different color, different font, or different logo than I see on your Facebook. Like, everything should be the same.
All right. And cannot and will not stress it enough. Customer service.
Yes.
When you're starting a business, even if you're still learning, you still have to conduct yourself as a professional and have customer service.
Yeah. So your product can be, you can have the best lipstick ever. You can have the popping shades. It could be moisturized. It could last for 12 hours. But when they come to you to buy it, if you have the worst attitude, if you're having personal conversations while you're servicing on your phone, while you're servicing customers, and all of that stuff, it may look okay. They may smile in your face, and you may think, oh, she cool. She don't mind me having my phone up. No, she's really looking like, this is ridiculous. This is ghetto, you know?
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that when you branding your business, especially if you're a service, because people may deal with stuff for products if they like products. You know, I've been back and forth to a couple of stores, even though one or two people there, I don't like the attitude or whatever, but they had my product, you know, so you may have somebody slip through your bad customer service if your product is good. But if you a service related business, like you're providing a service for someone and your customer service is bad, they won't let you in. They won't, you know.
Sometimes it may only take that one time. Yep. And it's that right person at that right time, and they done told 50 other people, ain't no way, now you done lost out on all of that.
So especially when you helping a teen start a business, you have to check all of those little attitudes, all of that neck rolling, the eye rolling, the talking under your breath, and all of that need to be checked at the door, because that one bad interaction can cost you 20 or 30 potential customers, because people are going to talk, and negative experiences fly way faster than positive ones. Yep. Where if you did everything absolutely right for this person and they loved your customer service and everything, she may tell 4 or 5 people, you know. She may say, oh, you know, when I went here, oh, you should go to this place. And they had a nice place or whatever. Or as it come up in conversation, she may send people back to you. But guaranteed, if she have a negative experience with you, she's going to go on all her social medias. She's going to leave reviews on your website or Yelp or wherever. She's going to tell as many people as possible that your business customer service sucks. So it's one thing, the main thing, if you don't get anything else right, have good customer service. That's going to make or break your business, any business.
Sure can.
All right, so once you have your business plan in place, you have your marketing plan in place, you got your brand and everything going, you got your packaging, you got your logo, your labels and your logos on everything, it's time to get online. Like, move it online. It's okay to show behind the scenes of you setting up your shop, or behind the scenes you making your products and things of that nature. It shows transparency, and a lot of customers like to see that. Like, oh, this is how they press that. Oh, that's nice. Oh, they're showing us their office space. Oh, that's cute. They love to see that part. But when you really, really get ready to launch online, you need to have your raw footage, your actual product images, and all of that stuff need to be ready and in place. Some of the following accounts I would say that need to be set up like right away is your business website. They're going to really know where they can go to find out more information.
Right.
Always. Where they can, maybe people call me on my live. They want to go find out where they can, more information. Like maybe they bought your product and maybe it works for me, but when my friend uses it, she breaks out. So now they need to figure out where your, what your ingredients are and different things that nature. So you need to have that somewhere they can reach back to you to find out different things. So have your own personal website for your business, a Facebook like page, because that's the next place they go. You know, if they can't find you online, let me see if they're on Facebook.
Instagram as well.
Yep. Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, all the social medias. You should have one for your business, whether you use it or not. I don't know anything about Twitter. I just recently started making Twitter accounts for my businesses because it's people on there. People still love it. I don't personally use it for myself, but I need it for business. So I did convert my personal Snapchat, converted it to my business Snapchat. I already had like hundreds of people on it, so I wasn't really doing anything but posting pictures, and now I post product pictures, so the same thing with TikTok and Instagram. Separate your accounts. You don't want the same thing. You don't want your personal account and your business account related, because if you like me and your mouth can get you in trouble a lot, I don't want to say something on my business page that I don't want my customers to see or my customers to know. So
right. Keep it, most definitely keep it separate, because you might be talking about something totally different or another experience that you may have, but the wrong person might see it and like, what? Yeah, you know.
Right. So just because it's common and it's cute to you, don't mean that your customers may take it that way. Like, I come from the military, I come from the Navy, so I cuss like a sailor. But if I have this church-going lady that just want my mascara, she don't want to hear me running off at the mouth cursing, you know? And it's stuff like that that can really turn your customer's stomach. Like, you don't want them to see you at home. You know, if you're a guy and you come home and you throw on sweats and you pop open a beer, but in your business, you're suit and tie type of guy, you may not want your customers to see that. You know, you may be people to be like, oh, he's drinking beer, oh, he's not professional, oh, it's the middle of the day, oh, it's 12 o'clock. You know, so people have their own, you know, views and their own judgments and different stuff like that. Not telling you not to live your life. I'm just telling you to live your life
be
on
mindful.
Your personal account.
Be mindful, though, because what social media is, and people do have those conceptions of what they think, how you should be and what you should be doing. Be really mindful of that and don't always take it personal.
Right.
Because people going to be who they are. But just as long as you carrying yourself as a professional and having common sense and all that stuff, everything will be fine.
Right. So that's the biggest thing, is making sure you represent yourself and your business. And the day you go into business for yourself is the day you have to really grow up and man up or woman up and just humble yourself and be professional and all that stuff. And I don't care, those attitudes, you really got to check all that at the door. Because now you're buying for people to come in and see you as a professional and say, hey, I want your product or service. But they're not going to do that if you're acting, you know, wild, ghetto, or unprofessional. It's just not going to happen. If you have a lipstick that costs $15 and they come in and your attitude, like, I'm not paying no $15 for it. You know, so right. They just won't happen. But if you're in there and you're professional, you're speaking, you know, kindly, and you welcome them into the store, you ask them, can I help you, this and that, whatever, or, you know, met your shade, what are you looking for? And your lipstick costs $15, they may buy your lipstick because you just gave them a whole experience.
Exactly.
So you set the tone of how people...
They will buy you.
Right.
They will buy you.
You set the tone how people would treat you, or how people were taking your business by how you present it. So you want to separate your personal from your business as much as possible, and maintain professionalism and have the best customer service you can possibly have. I cannot stress that. We're probably going to say it on every single podcast because it can make or break your business.
Exactly.
Let's see here. What else I have here in the buckets? All right. So when you're ready to launch your business, when you have everything set up, when you have your websites ready, everything ready, now in this day and time, we usually say, oh, you know, rent a hall, you know, have a big event. But now you got to be creative because of COVID.
Exactly.
You can't have more than about 50 people in one space. Depending on the space, you may not be able to have those 50 people. So, I mean, you can do virtual launch parties. You can do small, intimate gatherings, you know, as long as you don't have so many people. And, you know, they have the face coverings and things of that nature. So when you're ready to launch your business, you just got to be a little bit creative. Now, you can't just do a space and, you know, send an invite out to all our family. But think about how you're launching it, too. Think about this. Your brand has to be represented everywhere. So you should have a backdrop if you can. You should have tablecloths with your logos or something on it. You should have a treats table. You can have refreshments and things of that nature. Don't feel pressure to make people buy your product at your launch. Get people to see your product at your launch. Collect emails. Emails is business like gold. Too. Business card, email, phone numbers. The more customer information you can get to keep marketing to them is what you're really looking for at a launch. A lot of people do want to come in. They do want to buy right away and show support, but don't have hurt feelings if you don't get that first buy, or if you don't sell as much. I've done pop-up shops where I've sold out everything within the first couple of hours and realized I didn't order enough. So now I'm sitting here with the rest of the party like, go to our website, you know, and things of that nature. Then I had some where I bought a lot of product and didn't sell like not even a third of it. So, like that day it didn't happen, but then I would go back and I would see sales over the next couple of weeks like, oh, well, maybe we launched on a week that they wasn't paid yet. Right. So you just got to think about different things of that nature. But what can you give away? Have like one big gift basket or something.
As a raffle or something.
Yeah, raffle it off. What do you need? What do you collect in order to be in a raffle? Email addresses, phone numbers. You want that information. Have them fill out their contact information in order to be in a raffle. Everybody want to win something. Exactly. And everybody will give you their email address for your chance to win something. So when you launch events, do pop-up events, it's really to gather information. Yes, you want to sell. We all want to sell. But it's to gather information so you can continue to market and promote to those people.
Learn and network. I
Yes.
was matter of fact, not too long, about a week ago, took an Uber, and the Uber driver gave me a envelope full of business cards of black owned businesses. And I was like, I think this is a pretty dope concept that you have, this is for, and I think I got them in my purse, but it was one was for like a carpet cleaning business, tax preparer, and something else. But I'm like, that's a really dope concept that y'all all networking together.
Right.
And then you never know who you come in contact
So
with.
that's a good idea that she just said. So if you have a launch event, and say you have a skincare line, but somebody on Facebook, one of your Facebook friends have a cosmetic line, and say one of your other Facebook friends sell hair, maybe you guys need to launch together. Split the expenses. They bring their people, you bring your people, and now it becomes a whole networking thing.
Exactly.
So don't always think that you have to flip the bill yourself. Like I said, be creative. There have been so many virtual pop-up shops that I've been incorporated in. And then think about it. If you're strapped for cash and you have this big venue and you really want to put this pop-up shop together or this launch event together, sell booths to other business owners for however much you need to offset.
Right.
Say you get $100 for each person. That $100 now pay for the space. So now you free up your money to buy more product and more brands. So
Exactly.
you really got to be creative in thinking, how can I do this? Or I can't afford to do it. You may just need to partner up with people. I know when I first started selling with products, and these are people I didn't even really know, and I really took a chance, and I was like, oh, I can get scammed, but I took a chance, and I just wanted to see. I went in on pallets with people, like, hey, let's buy a case of this, and we all pay. It's 4 of us. We split it 4 ways, and we all pay a fourth of the cost because the shipping was so high. And we did it, and luckily I didn't get scammed. But you need to give it some people people you trust, and sometimes if you got the same idea, say, hey, let's go half on this pallet. I'll pay half, you pay half, and we split it, and we sell, we make what we make. So you just have to be creative in what you're trying to do.
Don't be scared to step outside of that box.
Right.
Your normal box.
I'm queen of balling on a budget. Like, I'm telling you, I started plenty of businesses like without a job, and I was broke, and I'm in between jobs. What can I do? What do I know how to do? What can and I can have the bare minimum. Like, I will get free trials for the first 30 days on like whatever I could. Like, right. I am like queen of balling on a budget. So I've started many businesses with $0, no loans, nothing, word of mouth, and just a bartering system. It just depends on how bad you want it. You really got to grind. You really got to work for it. One of the biggest things I want to say is stay organized. Keep track of your expenses. Keep track of your receipts. Keep track of your customers. Also, when you're gathering customer information, gather their birthdays. It's nothing to send them a, hey, today's your birthday, you get 20% off. Or today's your birthday, you get $10 off.
Right.
Or just say, oh, we remember you. Shout outs on your social media. Hey, happy birthday to such and such and such and such. Our loyal customers. People love to get attention. I don't know about you. I love to get attention.
I love it.
So just different things of that nature that can really set you apart from a lot of other people. Many major corporations don't even do that.
Right.
The only ones I know that really reminded me of something on my birthday was like Victoria's Secret. You'll get your coupons in the mail.
Right.
Which, it's not a bad thing. They gave me some coupons. They gave me nothing free. They said, hey, happy birthday. Here goes some coupons, which made me come into their business and spend more of my money on my birthday. Think about it. It's marketing. It's brilliant. So, stay organized with that. They keep a retail calendar. I actually have a retail calendar that I put out every year, just showing you how to market, what platforms to use, when you should start each campaign, and different things of that nature. You just got to stay tuned with us on Let's Talk Business Podcast, Facebook page, and our social medias. We give away a lot of this information for free or for cheap. Very affordable, but stay organized. Like, I want to say the biggest thing with business is keep all receipts, all paperwork for at least 5 to 7 years. Even after the business closed, you never know when something may come up, any litigation or anything, you may have to come back and say, hey, no, this is what it is. So be prepared to have a good filing system and to keep your information for at least 5 to 7 years, even after the business is closed, because you don't know, what may come up. You may need this information again. One of the biggest things of being a small business owner is you may not take off overnight. So you have to keep going and stay motivated.
Be patient.
This was one of the worst holiday seasons for me. I did good sales, but not as great as it was last year. Last year I did wonderful sales. I didn't advertise much anything other than my social media. And this year I put more money into advertising and didn't sell as much. But I have to look at what's going on right now.
Right.
A lot of people are out of work or underpaid at what they're doing.
Exactly.
Myself included. Just to get back to work, I had to take a pay cut. So I have to look at different things of that nature and what I'm selling. I'm selling cosmetics. So will I buy cosmetics when my bills are due and I'm trying to figure out food? No.
Right.
So I'm not taking it personal. It's just a season. A lot of major companies have closed down. I'm looking at big department stores that's closed down because of this 1 year alone. So I can't expect my small business to be super flourishing when these major corporations are closing down because of this 1 year. So you have to just stay motivated and understand these are trying times for everybody.
Right.
Everybody, and not to personalize it and internalize it so much that, that it discourages you from keeping your business open.
Right.
Just being a small business owner in itself is stressful. It's hard. But I will say it's worth it. When you come over your hump, when you get through all the rough times, it is worth it to look back and say, I built this. I can lead this to my kids and my family.
Right.
So, let me see what else. So that is pretty much the gist of what our entrepreneurship for teens course would be. Again, we will break down in more detail each one of those slides I just talked about. And it comes with a workbook and it comes with free resources. So anything that we tell you to do or to go, we give you a list of that because we don't expect you to remember everything. I'm busy, so like the minute I turn or blink or something, I'd have forgot something already. So make sure you keep notes. Get you a notebook that's dedicated to business. Jot down everything. I screenshot everything on my phone and come across. Oh, I might need this. Oh, I might need that. Yeah. Save video, save ads on Facebook. Like I might not need something right now, but I save POS ads for different companies. I have one right now, but who knows? I may not need it in the future. Or I see business insurance or different things of that nature. I'm always saving posts. I'm always writing things down, screenshotting things, because you never know when you're going to need it or when somebody else could need it.
Right.
So if you think that you can benefit from or your team can benefit from our entrepreneurship course, please like and follow us on Facebook so you can know when these courses are going to be available. And we do hope that some of the parents sit in with the students
because
or the
they
teams.
may learn. You may learn something as well. You may own a business yourself and may not have known that a corporation versus an LLC what it should have been, or you may not even have that, not knowing that that's imperative that you have that. Right.
I dealt with a lot of women on social media and different things that's in business that's selling like crazy, selling, and just in regular conversation and whatever, and it'll come out that they've been selling all year. They've been making sales, they've been making money, and they're not even registered. Their business is not even registered. Oh, well, how do I do that? Well, I thought you had to have a whole bunch of money to do that. And it's just like,
no,
you got a product out here on the market.
One for EIN number is less than $100.
And yeah, the EIN number is actually free.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is some of the misconceptions that people don't understand. And people say, "Oh, go get you a lawyer. Go pay a lawyer to start your LLC, or go to LegalZoom to start your LLC." Here's the thing: you're gonna have to pay a lawyer about $1,000 to even take you on as a retainer to take you on. Every hour that they spend working on your corporation paper, which really is not even an hour because they're just really downloadable off the internet. He's probably going to bill you for 8 hours, probably $100 an hour. So now you done paid over $1,000, but probably $2,000 or $3,000 before you get your one incorporation paperwork, which really only took his intern or his paralegal 20 minutes to do, but it just cost you like $2,000. Makes no sense. You go to LegalZoom, they want to charge you $169 to file your incorporation. Guess what? You're paying $169 plus the $125 it costs for you to pay for it on your website. It can only cost you $125 if you do it yourself and do it on your company, on your state website. You don't have to pay all these extra people all this extra money. That's their business. Their business is to get you to pay for it, and they don't want you to think. They don't want you to know that you can do it yourself. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people prey on different people on different things of that nature, and a lot of people have a lot of small business owners paying for so much stuff that they really can do it themselves. I do everything myself. I do all my incorporations. I make all my marketing material. I taught myself graphic design because I didn't want to pay $150 for every logo or everything that I needed. Like, I do everything myself. Probably not good because I'm always busy, but right. I'm not shelling out unnecessary money that I really don't have to do. I'm really not.
Exactly.
Even down to the point to my eyeshadows. I felt like I was being charged too much for eyeshadows. Guess what? I now make my own eyeshadow palettes. I don't want to pay you $10 for a palette. Then I gotta charge somebody $30 just to recoup my money. But if I make them myself, I can then wholesale them for $5 and sell them for $10 myself. I like to keep my stuff affordable for everybody. So don't get caught up in that. I need this and that. You just need to read and do your own research. Read and do your own research, and then you can take care of everything yourself. This is why being a part of our community is important, because once you are a part of us and you need help with something, you can always reach out to us, or you can attend a group or say, hey, can you guys do a topic on this? I've really been struggling. We'll do our research and we'll come back with it. So we're looking for everybody or anybody that has teens or grown-ups or anybody that's looking to be in business or looking just to understand financial literacy, just understand it, period. I didn't really get a good understanding until like the last couple of years. And that's when I really had to grow up and get my own finances and stuff together. But you're looking for help, we are here as a community to help everybody. So make sure that you liking us on all of our social medias, you following and you staying current and staying up to date with our courses and our events, because we're bringing great things to everybody here, all around the world. So a lot of stuff is going to be done on Zoom or some local events. So if you're in the area, great, come out. But a lot of our courses and things is going to be offered online so that everybody can attend. Any other closing comments? Any other thing you want to discuss, talk about?
Not today.
All right. So that's it for our conversation today on entrepreneurship for teens. I do want you to check back for our December training class on customer service for small business owners. I don't care if you don't even have an employee and it's just you need to start putting your customer service program into place like ASAP. If you're already selling and interacting with customers, you need to have your customer service policies and everything in place now. It can help you in the future. With any future litigation or anything, any charges brought up against you or lawsuits brought up against you because of your product, you can show a detailed record of you conversing with, your customers. It will help you in the long run, and it will save you any negative press or any negative, viral posts or anything on social media if you handle it great from the start.
Exactly.
So that's it for this episode of Let's Talk Business. I hope that you check back in with us every other week. We are here Sundays afternoons. Check our Facebook page for exact dates and times for more information. We do thank you for your time and appreciate you sitting in here with us. Have a great day.